Boom! What's up, Funnel Boss Academy Launchpadders? Coach Corey here. Together we'll do it better. Here for day number 20, the final day of the launch sequence, right? So up until this point, guys, we've covered all kinds of stuff as far as growing your following, right? Getting your people to move over from your following to your Facebook group, how to start getting engagement and stuff going in your Facebook, creating all those really good valuable relationships with people through the DMs, all that good stuff. And now we are ready to kind of create and present an offer to our group. And it doesn't take a lot of people, so you can even have, I'd say, at least 100 people you want in your group before you really pitch them some kind of offer along the lines of what I'm going to be going over right now. But it's a simple process, and again, you don't even have to have like your offer created. You don't have to go into creating a program. You don't have to have any kind of trainings done. All you got to do is know something that your people want to learn, and then you're going to pitch them that offer through a very valuable process that I'm going to be walking you through right here, right? So this is a process that I used to generate over $4,000 in a 24-hour period, and it is a super simple process, right? So it's called the mission statement, and I'm sure you've probably seen these before. If not, that's awesome, because that means if you haven't seen them, people in your niche probably haven't seen them either. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a post inside of your Facebook group. You're going to have the colored background, and you're going to do a very simple statement. It's a mission statement, right? And it's going to go along the lines of this: I'm on a mission to help blank, whatever your target market is, right? Achieve blank, whatever you know that you can get them to achieve. So you're taking them from point A to point B in X amount of time, right? With or without this. And then you're just going to simply put who's with me below that, right? With a question mark. So for me, I'm trying to remember the exact post that I did when I did this back in the day, but it could be I'm on a mission to help 10 people I'm on a mission to help 10 people grow their Facebook group to 1,000 members in 90 days or less without spending all day on Facebook. Who's with me, right? Something along those lines. It's just a short and sweet, simple, basically mission statement question with the question at the end of it, right? So you want to make sure that you put who's with me, because you want people to comment on your post. Now, once people start commenting on that post, because you're only accepting 10 people, now they don't know that you're going to charge for it, right? They don't know anything other than that you want to help 10 people. So what's going to happen is they are going to comment on that post. So this is what I call the door-to-door salesman, right? So if you, I know there's not very many door-to-door salesmen nowadays, but back in the day, there used to be people that would just go door-to-door, knock on your door, and try to sell you something. Nowadays, it's like, maybe internet providers or security people, whatever, they do it. But what's the process look like, right? The first thing that they do is they come up and knock on the door. That's what your post is going to do. Your post is knocking on the door saying, hey, I want to help 10 people do this, right? Who's with me? They're going to open the door by leaving a comment saying, I am, or me, or, whatever, something along those lines. And then you're going to basically invite yourself into their house. So in order to really close deals, especially door to door, the easiest way to do that is to get people to invite you into their house, because that is where they feel most safe, right? They feel like they kind of break down the walls, right? As long as you're outside the house, you got the walls in front of you, but getting inside the house just kind of tears down those walls for you. So with this process, again, you do your statement, you say who's with me, people are going to start commenting me, I am, or whatever. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to simply go back and reply to those people, but you're not going to mention anything about an offer that you have. You are simply just going to put awesome, cool, that's great, something along those lines. Is it cool if I send you a DM, right? This is you asking to go inside their house. If they are really interested, like, this is a great way to vet people too, because a lot of times you see these posts where it's like, hey, comment below, and then all of a sudden you just keep seeing like people drop the same link. Okay, sign up here, right? This was going to weed out a bunch of just like complete freebie seekers. Like, if they're not willing to take action on your post and at least let you DM them, then they're not the type of people that you want anyway. But once they give you the okay and they say, yeah, sure, send me a DM, right? Then you move on to the next process. So again, you do your post, you ask who's with me, they start commenting, and then you just start going behind and saying, awesome, is it all right if I send you the details in a DM? And then they're going to come back and say, yes, sure. So that's going to do a couple things. One, it's going to drive up a lot of engagement on your post, so more and more people are going to see it, right? Because it's going to have the post itself. You're going to have them reply. That's one reaction to it. Then you're going to reply to them. That's two, and then they're going to reply back saying yes, send me a DM. So that's 3 touches on one post, right? From one conversation kind of thing. Then what you're going to do is, as soon as you get the okay, you're going to wait till you get the okay. Just like a door-to-door salesman doesn't just go inside somebody's house. They wait to be invited in, right? Once you get the okay, you're going to go, you're going to click on their profile, send them a message and say, hey, thanks so much for taking the time to comment on my post. I'm really excited about this. And then you can say, like, depending on how you phrase your question, right? Like, I always try to recap what the question was about. So what would you do if you had 1,000 members in your Facebook group, or why do you want to have 1,000 members in your Facebook group? Like, you want to ask them why they want to get the results that you're offering them, right? That's going to be a huge part of actually getting them to close in the future, because they're going to tell you exactly why. They're going to tell you their why, right? So going forward, all you got to do is make sure that your product or service that you're going to sell is going to give them that answer, how to solve that the problem, or get them the results that they're looking for, right? So again, if I'm asking, to grow a Facebook group to 1,000 members in 90 days or less, why do you want to grow a Facebook group? Well, I want to grow a Facebook group to monetize it, right? So boom, right there, I have the keyword monetize. They want to make money with it. Well, that's awesome, because if they want to make money, they're probably willing to spend money. So that's probably a perfect ideal customer for me, right? And then you would simply reply back to that with something along the lines of, yeah, that's awesome. I have a Facebook group that I've grown to 1,000 members, and I actually made $4,000 in 24 hours off of one post strategy. Like, would that be interesting to you, right? And once they say yes, then you just kind of go on into, well, that's cool. I'm putting together a very small sample of people. Like I said in my post, I'm only looking for 10 people, right? And I'm going to personally coach you through this process one-on-one on doing exactly what I've done to grow my Facebook group to 1,000 members in 90 days or less, right? Is that something that you'd be interested in doing? Then let them come back and say, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I want to do. All right. Well, here's the thing. This is something that normally I'm going to be charging thousands of dollars for in the future. But right now, I'm going to be opening it up just to 10 people, right, for $250 or $500 or $300 or whatever it might be, right? Depending on the results that you're going to get, the amount of time that it's going to take you to get there, and then ultimately making sure that they can actually get those results, right? The power of this is you're focusing on really just a small group. And when I say 10 people, like, I would literally just stop it at 10 people, right? So if you presented an offer for $250 to just 10 people, that's $2,500, right? Now you're gonna have to coach those 10 people for a certain amount of time, whatever that ends up being, but it's gonna do 2 things. One, it's gonna get you some money in the door, which is what you want, right? It's gonna get you some fast money as a cash influx right away. 2, it's going to prove if you know what you're doing or not, and how long it's going to take you to get them to where they want to go, right? This is all about you create this small free offer first before you even do any of the training, before you build anything out in the back end, courses and all that kind of stuff, before you build a funnel for it. This is a way to see if your ideal clients are wanting what you have to offer, right? So this is a super simple way of doing that. And then what you're going to do is, because you're offering it at such a discounted rate, so if normally you're going to charge like $3,000 for 3 months, right, and you're going to make an offer of $500 just for 10 people, right? So now you make $5,000 off of 10 people, right? Which still is good money. It's going to get you happy, right? But ultimately, those 10 people, you're going to get them the absolute best results possible with your strategy, proving that you know what you're doing. And then at the end of it, what you're going to do is you're going to ask them for a testimonial, right? You're going to say, hey, I really appreciate you guys doing this, because I gave you this at such a discounted price and it worked for you. Would you be willing to give me a testimonial for that in return, right? Just as a little extra add-on kind of thing. And most of them are going to be more than happy to, because they already see the value in it. You've already proved you know what you're doing. It already worked for them, right? And they got a huge discount up front, because this is something that you will be able to sell for more money in the future, especially once you start building up those testimonials, right? So that's it in a nutshell. Super simple. And it's going to get some money coming in the door for you. It's a great way to do it. Like I said, I've done it Several times, like I said, I did $4,000 in like a 24-hour period selling. I think I was only selling like a $200 product, right? But the thing is I never created the product first. I sold it first, and then I built it out with those people as I was going through it. So it's just a great way to kind of fill all the needs, because you don't want to waste time building out a course that isn't going to sell because nobody wants to buy it, right? So find out what it is that people are wanting to buy, have them buy into it, have them go through it, get them the results that you promised them, right? Get them to give you a testimonial, and now you're ready to start your journey on your high ticket offer, right? Because there's so much more that's going to go into your high ticket offer. You are going to have to set up the funnel or the website, whatever you want to call it, and your email autoresponders, and start doing advertising and all that kind of stuff. But before you do any of that, it is so important to make sure that what you have to offer is going to be something that people want to buy, right? And this is a simple process of doing it. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Make sure you tag me in them, that way I can see them and I can get them answered for you. And more importantly, come and see me and talk with me every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central, so 9 p.m. Eastern, inside of the Zoom meeting, right? It's every Wednesday. I think, yeah, it's Wednesday, right? Yeah, every Wednesday. That way I can answer your questions for you and help you with this process, right? But that's it. It's been a pleasure going through this little training with you guys. I've had a blast. Hopefully you guys are putting this all into process. And once you go through this process, once you get through this, let me know your results, right? I'm really interested to see, because I know I've seen this work for dozens of other people at least that have used it, that I've taught this process to. It's a super simple thing, but it's all about just figuring out what your audience wants to learn, which is that posting process that I talked about before. What's your number one question about XYZ, whatever that was. You're getting the answers that they're looking for, or the questions that they're looking for the answers for, right? So all you gotta do is package up all those answers and say, hey, I'm gonna answer all these questions for you and more, but only for 10 people, and it's only $500. It's only $250, whatever that might be, right? Get 10 people in. Focus all of your time and energy on getting them the results. You have to get them the results, right? Because this is going to start building up your reputation. Once you get them the results, they are going to be your raving fans. They're going to absolutely love you. They'll start going out and kind of promoting you without you having to ask them to. But ultimately, at the end of it, that's what you want to do. You want to ask them for a testimonial, saying, hey, I know that you got great results from my program. Would you mind shooting me a quick 1-minute video testimonial, or just type up a testimonial, right? And that's it, guys. It has been my pleasure. Like I said, I'll be around, so if you got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope you guys have huge success with it, and I wish you all the very best. Until next time, we'll see ya.